Eric Trump joins us now. We all knew Charlie was, one of the nicest guys in the world. He wanted the free and open exchange of ideas, ideals, opinions. He'd go on college campuses, knowing it's often a hostile environment. He'd answer any question. He'd debate all comers. Has all the indications of a political assassination to me, Eric. And I guess we now know what 1 millimeter can mean.
Sean, I've seen too much in the last 15 months. I saw my father almost get assassinated the first time while watching it in high-definition TV. I got the call when they tried to kill him again on a golf course. Charlie's a dear friend. Now I see him die at the behest of a shooter with a long-range rifle. It's enough. It's absolutely enough. They're not going to wipe his ideas off the table. If anything else, they're just going to ground his ideas in a movement that's become so powerful. America won't take this. And I remember Charlie walking into the Trump organization. He was 21 years old. He walked into our conference room, and I met him for the first time. And, man, the kid was larger than life. I mean, he was so far beyond his age. I mean, what he created. At that point, he had a couple chapters. Turning Point was in its infancy. They had absolutely no funding. And yet he spoke about this big dream of creating this incredible organization and inspiring, millions and millions of kids and really redirecting the whole political conversation all across youth across the country. I mean, what's a bigger kind of goal than that? And he did it. And I watched him over that 10-year period of time. 10 years ago, I met him, right? And I watched him over that period of time, and he was truly one of these great forces of nature. And he became a dear friend. He became an incredible friend to me. He became an incredible friend to Don. He became an incredible friend to my father, Laura, our entire family. Every one of us spoke at his events. I mean, I went to Georgetown, my alma mater, with him, which is an incredibly liberal campus, as you know better than anybody. And, we sat there and we had the greatest conversation with kids, on both sides of the spectrum. And it's just amazing. And what he did everywhere. You couldn't travel anywhere in a political circle without running into Charlie Kirk. I mean, he literally wore through his shoes, and he loved this country. He loved God. He loved his family. He loved red, white, and blue. He loved, the Make America Great Again movement, and he put his heart and soul and every aspect of his effort into it. And then to see the blood gushing out of his neck today, the truly traumatizing sight, when all you saw in that crowded audience was just love. I mean, kids who were engaged in the political process, who finally wanted to get involved with politics for the first time maybe ever, right? I mean, something that 10 years ago was so dull until my father reinvigorated it. And now you had the next generation, a kid who was 31 years old, who was out there giving it absolutely everything and electrifying these kids. And today he's gone, and it's hard to fathom. We've seen enough death. We've seen enough senseless killings. And Sean, let me leave it with this. I'm sick and tired of seeing the bullets. They're only going one way. Again, first it was my father. Then you saw what they tried to do to Kavanaugh. Then you saw what they did to Steve Scalise. Now they just killed Charlie Kirk. I've gotten more envelopes of white powder, as has Don, as has everybody in our entire family. When does the senseless nonsense stop? And when is there accountability from MSNBC and NBC and everybody else who just fosters this hate every single day, including today, right after that incredible man right there was killed? It's enough.
I've had the same experience. I don't talk about it publicly. There's a lot we go through. I spent about an hour on the phone with you and Laura the other night, and you were describing a chapter that you're writing in a book that's coming out. And we talked at length about all that you, your brothers, your sister, your entire family, Melania, your father more than anybody has gone through. And really unprecedented rage and hatred. And it's almost like I wonder if we become numb to the words and what impact all those words, dehumanizing your father, has had, and dehumanizing people in the movement. Words matter. I mean, I couldn't believe we didn't know if Charlie had been assassinated. We knew he was shot. And over at MSDNC, they're blaming the victim. Pritzker is blaming your father. But this has been 10 years. You're chronicling all of this. Most people don't know the backstory of all that you had to live through and your family has had to live through. It's never happened in history before, Eric. And I don't know if there's anybody we can appeal to. I don't hear anybody on the left. maybe with the exception of John Fetterman, that, wants it to go away.
Yeah. Well, that's right, Sean. I wrote a book about this. I released it 2 days ago. It's called Under Siege. It is exactly what we're dealing with right here. And I said in it, they tried to impeach my father multiple times. They went after our kids. They tried to break up our family. They tried to bankrupt us. They try and put us, our company out of business. They subpoenaed the hell out of all of us. They pulled him off the ballot of Maine and Colorado. They gag ordered him. They took his free speech away from him. They did so much more. And then they tried to shoot him. They tried to shoot him twice, right? And I said this on your show. I said this before Butler, Pennsylvania. I said they've tried everything. And this is what Under Siege is all about. This is what the book is all about. They tried to do everything. It didn't work. And I said to you, and I got criticized for this at the time, I said, Sean, I wouldn't be surprised if they resorted to violence, because that's who they are and that's what these people do. And we saw them almost kill my father. Miss him by a millimeter. If you had a gust of wind, it would have been a different day. Then they tried it again, and thank God for that Secret Service agent that saw that maniac hiding in a bush. And now all of a sudden you see what happened to Charlie Kirk today, where somebody with a high-power rifle shoots him in the neck from 200 yards away, which, by the way, was farther than Butler, Pennsylvania. And this is exactly what Under Siege was about. It's the constant siege on the Republican Party. It's the constant siege on the Make America Great Again movement, which is the greatest movement in political history. It's a constant siege on my father, on our family, on everything that we adore about this country, about Constitution, about God, about that beautiful family that you keep on seeing in the pictures on that screen, that this beautiful wife, Erica, 2 beautiful children. That's what the book is about, and that's what we've witnessed for the last 10 years, and it has to stop in this country. We're going to lose our democracy if this is how our country functions.
Never before, Eric, have we ever witnessed, and we've had long conversations both on and off air about this, did you ever have an attorney general run on a platform to destroy one man, one family, one organization? That happened to your family, your father. That happened to you. That happened to your brother, Don. That happened to your younger brother, Barron. That happened to your sisters. That happened to Melania. Never before, not a word was said. Novel legal theory. Statute of limitations passed. There was no honest liberal out there that said this is wrong. The statute of limitations had passed. It was a legal NDA. It was really only a misdemeanor, but we'll just turn it into 34 felony counts. Nobody cared. Nobody cared to ask an expert in real estate in Palm Beach, is Mar-a-Lago really worth $18 million when it's worth $1 billion or $1.5 billion? And they got away with it. No intellectually honest people on the left, Eric. That means they'll stop at nothing. And then 2 assassination attempts culminating in the death of a really, really wonderful human being in Charlie Kirk.
They manufactured outrage about a Russia hoax that didn't exist for a 3-year period of time, pitting the 2 biggest nuclear superpowers against each other. But yet they had nothing to say, 3 days ago about a lunatic who had been left out of jail 14 times, who murdered a beautiful girl on a train in Charlotte. Sean, that's who these people are. They manufactured 91 indictments against my father, and it was wall-to-wall media coverage by the mainstream media, right? But then today I get to hear MSNBC saying, shots fired at very far-right lunatic Charlie Kirk. You cannot believe the narrative. And by the way, that's why the average American at this point absolutely detests the media in this country. They see it. It's also the reason that my father won the popular vote. It's the reason that my father won every single swing state. It's the reason that my father won Miami-Dade County that hasn't gone Republican in 37 years by 11 points. This country is sick and tired of this nonsense. This country is sick and tired of seeing lunatics terrorize our streets and cities all across this nation. And again, Sean, our people aren't going to stand for this.
Yeah, Eric Trump. It's wrong what your family have been through. We appreciate you being on tonight and really giving a testimony to the person that we knew, Charlie Kirk, one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Give you the shirt off his back. We appreciate you being with us.